What would you do if someone poured fish water on you from a balcony? Hello, welcome to Life Well Podcast. I am your host, Debbie Dorisi Ajum. Here I bring to you interesting, amazing, impeccable, and relatable stories about life, love, and everything in between. This is a work of fiction. Names, characters, places, and incidents are a product of my imagination and are used fictitiously. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, business establishments, or events is entirely coincidental. So, the title of our story is Sister, You Are Mad. I kicked smooth, shiny stone on the walkway from the Department of Geology to the Department of Mathematics, with the hope that it would somehow take my mind off the excruciating heat permitted by the sun on my skin and inside my chest. But instead of the stone to move forward like a football would, the tip of my slippers hit the uneven interlocking and I lost my balance and almost fell face down. Sorry, sister. Sister, sorry, came sympathetic, heartfelt words from passers-by whom I hadn't noticed before. I hissed and murmured curses at the old and frigid ground in hopes that none of my sympathizers heard me and thought the vile words were hurled at them. I looked at my foot. The straps of my slippers had caught, so I took it off and held it in my hand. I continued on my way, with a limp from my bare foot, humiliation and anger enveloping me like a big flowy hijab that couldn't be seen by naked eyes. The Geo 210 lecturer had fixed the class for 2 p.m. and after waiting for an hour and a half without his appearance, I had picked my handbag and left. Apart from this, my anger was also fueled by the fact that today, Friday, is usually a lecture-free day for me, but that annoying lecturer had decided to fix a class, even after the class's unanimous decision to leave it for some time next week. What an annoying dictator in the disguise of a lecturer, I muttered to myself. Because of him, I couldn't travel to Abuja to spend the long weekend with my boyfriend. I was about to melt like butter under Zaria's hot sun, and my slippers had caught. I walked the rest of the way to Suleiman Hall in silence, a scowl on my face. I was oblivious to the many events that usually took place in Love Garden. Couples chit-chatting on munches, FCS group prayer meetings, GT Bank or UBA stands for students account opening, 9 mobile registration because I absolutely did not care. I saw no one I knew and no one I knew saw me. This absence of human-friendly encounter allowed me to bask in my emotions. The security personnel at the entrance of the hostel, as usual, were requesting to see ID cards from students before granting them access into the hall. I found them more annoying than my lecturer, even though they were only doing their jobs. I flashed my ID card briskly and walked in without so much as a glance backwards, even as one of them, a fat, lazy one wearing a small hijab that seemed tight on her necklace head, kept calling out to me, Yes, come back here and show me your ID card properly, and got lost in the crowd of incoming and outgoing traffic. I was welcomed by the usual putrid smell from block F1. I scrunched my nose in disgust and regretted for the umpteenth time my inability to click Amina or Ribadu halls. The ceilings here leaked, the walls stained and full of cracks, the toilet a disdainful sight to behold. I heard the daily rockers at the tap were focused on getting to my destination, Block A1. I was dying to have a cold shower, lunch, and some good old siesta. I had almost jumped the gutter, which was already littered with every imaginable dirt. Biscuits and pure water wrappers, sanitary papers, rice, beans, spaghetti, even vomit, when someone from the 3rd floor poured dirty fish water down. It landed a few meters from me, but the height and force of the fall made it splash heavily on me, on my feet, on the hem of my white palazzo trousers, and my arms. Instead of walking to the stairs and ignoring whoever the idiot was, I retraced my steps and caught a glimpse of the bowl that had rained down fish water on me, disappearing from the balcony. I didn't see the idiot, so I shouted, Sister, you are mad! To my greatest shock, The poorer echoed my words. Sister, you're mad! And a prolonged hiss. I ran up the stairs without so much as an afterthought, taking the steps two at a time. My room is on the first floor, but I was headed for the third. We'll see who's madder between the two of us. If you made it this far, I bet you enjoyed this story. So please like, comment, and share. Check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We're available on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok as well. I remain your host, Debbie Dowisi Ajurumti. I come your way again. Bye. Mwah.